The hardest part of cooking on weeknights isn't the actual cooking, it's the decision making.
So today I'm prepping 3 not so basic chicken marinades for the freezer that actually taste better than cooking from fresh.
I'm going to show you how easy it is to prep them and how to cook them in 3 different ways.
On the pan, in the oven or directly into a finished dish.
So 1 hour of work now for a week of stress-free dinners. Let's get into it.
I'm starting with around 2 kilos of chicken. I always go for boneless skinless thighs. They are naturally juicier than breast meat and much more forgiving if you accidentally overcook them on a busy weeknight. Now the cut depends on the dish. Example, if I were doing a traditional chicken tikka, I'd keep large bone-in pieces for a more deep chicken flavor. But for these 3 recipes, boneless is the way to go. I'm cubing about a third of these for the Marinade chicken and leaving the rest as steaks for the teriyaki and hot honey. I also like to remove any excess fat because that's just personally how I like it, but you can just leave it alone if that's how you want it. Speaking about personal preference, I like to always prep my chicken first to just get it out of the way, not just to clear the biggest task off my list, but to make sure I can deep clean my station before I bring out the rest of the ingredients. Speaking of which, now that the chicken is ready, let's get to prepping the other ingredients. These recipes are garlic heavy like how every good recipe should be, so I peel and prep them and use a press to make my life much more easier. I also do a quick grate of some fresh ginger and a rough chop of these sun-dried tomatoes, which you can also buy cut up if you like, but I just bought them whole. And now that the foundation is ready, let's go build these marinades. The first dish is Marinade chicken. This dish had its full spin on the internet a while back, and for good reason, because it's delicious. This is my marinade version of that, and it uses very basic pantry staples, so the only thing you probably need to buy specifically is a jar of sun-dried tomatoes. I'm skipping the tomato paste in the marinade itself because it can burn if it's cooked directly with the chicken, so if you want that extra depth and color, you can just add it while making the final dish later. The second marinade is pineapple teriyaki. I'm using canned pineapple in its own juice, not the syrupy stuff, and giving it a quick blitz into a pulp. This is the secret to the thick, glossy finish and sauce that you want later in the pan. Everything else is just a standard soy sauce, ginger, and also a little bit more, but the pineapple does all the heavy lifting. It's a natural tenderizer, so it's basically doing all the work for you to make sure the chicken stays incredibly juicy. The third and final one is hot honey. The hot comes from sriracha and the honey, well, that comes from the honey, and the rest are just flavor boosters. It's actually very similar to a garlic sriracha marinade I made a while back, just with a much sweeter, stickier side to it. Give it a mix and we're done. All 3 marinades prepped in no time, so the only thing left now to do is mix it with the chicken. Before the chicken goes in, do yourself a favor and write the name and date on the bag. It sounds super simple, but future you will thank you when you're staring into a frozen drawer 3 weeks from now. If you aren't planning to freeze these, just pop them into an airtight container. They'll stay perfect in the fridge for up to 2 days. Any longer than that and you risk the chicken spoiling, so the freezer is really your best friend for long-term storage. I'm dividing the chicken based on the cuts we made earlier. The cubes are perfect for the marinade chicken, while the steaks are headed for the teriyaki and the hot honey. A little tip, peel the opening of the bag back a bit to create a wider, sturdier opening. It makes it so much more easier to drop in the chicken and pour the marinades without making a mess of the seal. Once that's done, remove any excess air as much as possible and seal them shut. Now you want to massage the bags really well. Don't be shy here. You're making sure every single nook and cranny of the chicken is submerged. Because we're removing the air, the marinade is forced right against the fibers of the meat, and this is why I mentioned earlier that they actually taste better than fresh. Think of it as basically pressure flavoring the meat while it waits for you in the freezer. The final trick is the flat lay. By sealing them flat to remove excess air, you not only prevent freezer burn, but it means they stack like books in your freezer. They take up less space and they'll thaw out evenly and quickly. The first dish is the pineapple teriyaki. Now the safest way to thaw meat is in the fridge overnight, but I'm human and I only remember to do that later in the day. So I ended up with chicken that was still about 5% frozen. If you find yourself in my shoes, don't panic. I put the steaks into a grill pan and covered it for a few minutes to help it thaw evenly. It's not ideal because you want that immediate char, but it works. Start on low to medium heat until the chicken softens, then take off the lid and crank it up. Because of the brown sugar and the pineapple juice, this will char quickly, so keep an eye on it and flip halfway. To speed things up, I made the sauce in a separate saucepan. You can use the same pan, but I had veggies to prep next. I boiled the remaining marinade with some water and added some of those flavorful charred bits from the chicken pan. I tasted and seasoned it a bit more before adding some corn flour. Pro tip, always make a corn flour slurry before adding it to avoid lumps. Don't just dump it in like I did. I made a quick stir fry of carrots, mushrooms, and beans with sesame oil and garlic to go on the side, and we're ready. Plate it up with some rice, the chicken, the veggies, and a generous pour of that glossy sauce, and voila! Pineapple teriyaki chicken with veggies ready. The next one is the easiest. It's the hot honey chicken. This is literally a set and forget it situation, and I prefer the oven for this because the honey caramelizes so beautifully. I wanted to serve this with some potatoes, so I laid those on a tray with some salt and olive oil and then put a wire rack right on top for the chicken. Using baby potatoes ensures they cook at the same time as the meat and the chicken drippings fall down and flavor the potatoes as they roast. Put it in on a grill setting with the fan on, and like I mentioned, because of the honey, this will char quickly, so check every 5 minutes. Flip it halfway, brush on any leftover marinade, and in 15 to 20 minutes, you're done. I served mine with those roasted potatoes, a fresh salad, and a bit of garlic aioli. So good and so easy. The final dish is the Marry Me chicken. I actually had this the evening after my latest supper club, and it was a total lifesaver because I was so exhausted. I left it to thaw in the fridge the night before, so it was perfectly ready by the time it was dinner. I started the chicken in a large cold pan, making sure I get every last bit of flavor out of the bag. I give it a good mix and let it come to heat and get my pasta cooking in boiling salted water around the same time. Once the chicken starts to char on medium heat, you have two options. You can either keep the oils in the pan and add tomato paste now for that extra depth and color, or you can remove the excess oil like I did. That's the beauty of this. It's as flexible as you want it to be. I skipped the paste this time, tossed in the spinach, and then added my cooking cream. I use 13% fat, which is perfect because it thickens into a rich sauce without needing a roux or any extra steps. By now, the spaghetti should be ready, so just plop it in, give it a good mix for a minute to let the sauce coat the pasta, and you're done. Delicious Marry Me chicken pasta, literally done in 10 minutes. Plate it up with a generous hit of parmesan, and dinner is served. I really hope this helps reclaim some of your weeknights. It's a small change, but it's a definite lifesaver when things get really busy. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this, you'll probably like how I prep for my supper clubs. I will link that over here for you. Detailed recipes of these marinades and my other marinades are on my website. I will link them in the description for you. So see you for the next one. Bye!